Did you know the wrong way to start your speech is, hey, my name is? Today we will talk about when you start your speech that way, it's not getting your audience's attention. Before we get into details about the more strategic approach to getting your audience's attention from the first word you say in your speech, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Dr. Shalonda Jones. I am a public speaking coach. It is an honor for me to help professionals, people in leadership positions, and entrepreneurs learn to transform their concerns with public speaking into confidence to give a speech successfully. You seem to be someone who is committed to becoming a more confident public speaker, and I venture to say that's why you're here with me having this conversation now. I encourage you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button because I release videos weekly with tips to help you become a more confident public speaker. And this way, when you subscribe, you'll be the first to get this valuable information to help you reach your goal of becoming a confident public speaker. You ready to get started? Let's get to it. The two main reasons people start their speeches with, hi, my name is because number one, we're taught it's polite to say hello when we see somebody, which it is in an interpersonal context when we're one-to-one. And the second reason is because most people don't know how to start their speech to get their audience's attention. The reason, hi, my name is a problem when you start your speech is because the human brain processes information so quickly. Those first 5 to 10 seconds you start speaking when you're giving a speech are valuable. You will need those first 5 to 10 seconds of your speech, the first words you say, to be words that will create curiosity about the main point of your speech. The reality of it is, hi, my name is, does not create curiosity about the main point of your speech. That is why starting your speech that way is the incorrect way to start your speech. Let's talk about the correct way to start your speech. A simple but effective way to get your audience's attention from the first word you say in the beginning of your speech is to ask the audience a question related to the main point of your speech, like I did at the beginning of this video. That's called a thought-provoking question. Two things about the thought-provoking question. Number one, this can be a close-ended question, which means the answer can have a yes or no response. The answer, being a close-ended question, can also present two options the audience members will select for themselves. The goal is to encourage the audience to think about the main point of your speech, not necessarily to get them to respond. Therefore, if your audience does not respond to the question, that's okay. The ultimate goal of the thought-provoking question at the start of your speech, as the very first word you say, is to make them interested in the entire content in your speech. The two main functions of the thought-provoking question at the start of your speech are, number one, give your audience a closed-ended question that requires them to think about either a yes or no response, or requires them to select one of two options they favor most. That's the first function. The second function is to create curiosity about the main point of your speech. That's why starting your speech with a thought-provoking question helps to create curiosity and engage your audience from the very first word you say in your speech. Now that we've talked about the importance of immediately starting with a thought-provoking question, let's talk about how to greet your audience and introduce yourself as a trustworthy speaker. After you've asked your audience your thought-provoking question related to the main point of the speech, what you've done is created kind of a cliffhanger. Therefore, you do not want to give the information related to that question right away. Instead, you want your audience to remain curious and interested in what you have to say. Immediately following your thought provoking question, say hello to your audience members and introduce yourself. For example, do you know there's a wrong way to start your speech? Hi, I'm Dr. Shalonda Jones. Give your audience a reason to want to stay interested in the information you have to share with them. This helps the audience to remain engaged with you as a speaker and curious about how you will help them acquire new and valuable information to enhance the quality of their lives or to help them have an enjoyable experience. Whatever the ultimate goal of your speech is, the thought-provoking question at the start of your speech helps to achieve your goal of engaging your audience. When you have an engaged audience, this contributes to a higher level of confidence in your ability to give a speech successfully. That was a brief explanation of how to get your audience's attention from the very first word you say in your speech. I am about to wrap this up. Before I go, I just want to review the strategic approach to getting your audience's attention from the very beginning of your speech. Ask a thought-provoking question. When you ask a thought-provoking question, make sure it is a closed-ended question and you're not necessarily looking for the audience to verbalize a response. You're not necessarily looking for the audience to say to you yes or no, or to pick their particular preference of the two options you provided in your thought-provoking question. Your goal is to make your audience think about the main point of your speech. With that said, make sure your thought-provoking question is related to the main point of your speech. After you've gotten your audience's attention, you've created this kind of curiosity cliffhanger for the audience. Since you've created this cliffhanger curiosity by asking a thought-provoking question at the very beginning of your speech, take advantage of that engagement. Keep your audience curious. Rather than giving information in response to that thought-provoking question immediately after you ask the thought-provoking question, go ahead and greet your audience. Say hello and introduce yourself so they'll know why they should listen to you and remain engaged in the information you're sharing during your speech. Taking this strategic approach will help your audience to remain engaged with you as the speaker, and ultimately, when your audience is engaged with you as a speaker, this helps you to remain confident in your ability to give a speech successfully. Do something today intentional to help make your greatest ambition your greatest accomplishment. You have what it takes to give a wonderful, dynamic, engaging, successful speech.